switching back to a veteran who wants to get paid, who has been getting paid peanuts in the NFL, and that's Brock Purdy. The report came out that he wants something similar to Dak Prescott, and wow, okay, that's 4 years, $240 million, $231 million guaranteed. Maybe he's not asking for quite that, but if he's even in that neighborhood, wow. Is that something the 49ers should be doing? Is that smart business for the 49ers? I think we all know they're doing it, but I don't know. I've been on the record before saying I just would not pay Brock Purdy that much money. I would trust Kyle Shanahan to find my next Brock Purdy before paying him that. But where are you at with Brock Purdy? Justifiably, by the way, asking for Dak Prescott money.
Do you say you would trust Kyle Shanahan to find the next Brock Purdy?
Yes.
Why?
I think he's the cheat code. I think Kyle Shanahan's a cheat code. And I get, and people will always be like, oh, he didn't make anything happen out of this guy or that guy. I'm not saying every single quarterback who walks in the door, he's going to turn into Brock Purdy, but I think he can do more with these mid-round guys we talk about. If the San Francisco 49ers were to invest in a second-round quarterback this year, I would trust the 49ers to develop him way more than I would the Raiders, the Giants, the Titans, whatever. I think Kyle Shanahan can not take every quarterback off the street and make him into a star, but I think that Kyle Shanahan can do more with quarterbacks than most coaches can.
I totally disagree, but I'm so glad that you bring this up because to me, I think there's a big difference between offensive coaches who can play call the heck out of a game, scheme the heck out of a player, like all of that type of stuff, and guys who can identify talent, evaluate it, and develop it at the quarterback position. And I think very highly of Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan as offensive coaches. I think both of them are far superior in their ability to scheme and play call with quarterbacks who fit what they're looking for than they are to evaluate guys, because neither one of them has shown us the ability to evaluate a guy in the draft and make him great. Brock Purdy, the 49ers lucked into. They drafted him in the 7th round. It's the same thing with the Rams and Puka Nacua. If they believed that he was going to be what he was, they would not have risked other teams taking him for 250 plus picks. If Kyle Shanahan was able to take the quarterbacks he believed had the most talent and develop them into the best players, Trey Lance would still be on that team. And he's not on any team because Kyle Shanahan missed on him. And oh, by the way, he didn't just draft him in the 1st round, he traded up to do so.
Yep.
And so I actually have a lot of questions about Kyle Shanahan's ability to find Brock Purdy's replacement because he has not found that. Again, Jimmy Garoppolo, not someone they drafted, someone they traded to. And I'm not saying that if you get the right guy in the building, Kyle Shanahan won't elevate him. But
Jimmy's my perfect example. It's not really even Brock Purdy. Jimmy Garoppolo
but he elevated him. He didn't identify him.
No, yeah, he fell in his lap because Belichick was mad at Robert Kraft.
Right. And that was a 2nd round pick who fell into his lap and he already had some degree. I think that Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay operate such sophisticated and complicated systems that they're not really set up for anyone to succeed at the beginning of their career. Brock Purdy defied that. But I think that that's why Sean McVay is like, no, I'm going to go get Matthew Stafford because even Jared Goff can't do what I want to do. Like, I know exactly what I want, and I want to have already seen someone prove that they could do it and then just go play call with them. So I have a lot of questions about that. And so I think that if Brock Purdy is able to do that, you pay him the money. I also think, again...
Well, that's the thing. Okay, real quick. No, I wanted to stop there. He comes to the table. His agent comes to the table. It says, Dak Prescott, 4 years, $240 million. That's what we want. 49ers say yes?
So here's what you have to remember. Dak Prescott did this when he had already been franchise tagged and he had burned 2 franchise tags maybe after, and he had a no trade and a no tag clause. That's what it was. He couldn't be tagged again, so he would literally walk if not, and he couldn't be traded. And oh, by the way, they'd already paid him out. So Dak Prescott had unique leverage because of how he had played out his previous contract negotiations. The reason that 49ers will have some degree of ability to say that, no, we're not giving you that contract if we don't want to, is because he hasn't played out those options and they still have him under control. Now, they don't have the 5th-year option because he was drafted in the 7th round out of the 1st round, but they do have franchise tags to use, which is not a bad option at this point. So and they have Brock Purdy's rights. And so I think that's more where he might not get it. But I think if I were them, I think what you kind of get to is you basically say, we'll give you $60 million a year over the course of 6 years, but we can cut you after 3 years. Like, you basically get more flexibility because that to make, and so then if it ends up working and if Brock Purdy's your quarterback in 6 years, well, as crazy as it sounds, $60 million is going to be a bargain by then. I mean, we're starting to see this some of Josh Allen. But even what Josh Allen did in terms of the way he negotiates is Josh Allen has helped out the Bills by saying, I'm going to get money, but one, I'm going to give it to you over the course of 6-year deals, which teams love 6-year deals as opposed to 3, 4, 5-year deals because you have more ability to navigate all of the contracts and build the team around you. And two, the guarantees. Dak Prescott has like a 96% guaranteed contract on his current contract because of the leverage he has. Josh Allen's is something like 76%. So I think that the Niners end up ultimately giving Brock Purdy something where the average annual per year of new money on the deal, so not the average with the existing money, is close to Dak Prescott, but there is a longer deal, more flexibility, and fewer guarantees. So if they want to cut him in 2 to 3 years, they have more ability to do that than the Cowboys do with Dak Prescott from how much dead money is left.
Very fair, very fair. I just think that if we all talk about this, we all agree upon it. I mean, I don't think there's any dissenters here that the biggest advantage any team can have in sports, I think in any major league, is a good quarterback on his rookie deal. And nobody leverages that. They just all pay the guy.
The Commanders are trying to.
Instead of just being like, no, the advantage is if we got a guy in his rookie deal, we could build this team with Kittle and McCaffrey, and we could pay Ayuk and Debo for a while, and nobody leverages that. They just fall into it for a while, and then they're like, well, time's up. We got to pay Brock Purdy. And I just think that somebody's going to think differently about this.